Hey true believers, this is Dr. T and welcome to my comic book channel. Today I have a Comic Link auction unboxing and a small Comic Link auction complaint. Stay tuned. This is the third Comic Link auction I've done. It's been a year since my last one. All my Comic Link auctions that I've won have all been Wolverine books, and in this case, an X-Men book inside of here to complement the X-Men books that I have behind me in this video. So let's get right into the unboxing, and afterward, I'll get into my small Comic Link auction complaint. My complaint has nothing to do with the way they package their books. It's very good. The box is sturdy. The way they pack the interior with packing peanuts, I guess, is fine, even though I'm not a big packing peanuts fan. It feels like the two books are inside of this package together. You have nothing else inside there, just the packing peanuts. The 3 times that I've done Comic Link auctions, I've liked it because the prices can be good. It's an alternative to eBay. Yes, there is a 3% buyer's premium. I'm not a big fan of that, but I'm sure that's just standard amongst all auction houses that sell any collectibles of any kind, and in this case, comic books. There are many of you that likely know much more about it and why there is a buyer's premium. I wish there wasn't. I think that's a big turnoff considering the amount of volume there is on eBay, but this gives us just other options to be buying books through an auction house apart from just the Goliath that is eBay. And in addition to that, we have, there's the shipping cost, there's the sales tax. In this auction, they added sales tax to it, which with these 2 books ended up being $12.28 sales tax, whereas my previous auction from a year ago, there was no sales tax. So that was also adding a cost that I was not factoring in when I bid on these books, thinking that I was getting a really good deal, a really great price for these 2 books. So the first book that I'll show you is this Wolverine number 4, the limited series in a 9.6, and this is to go with my limited series, Wolverine limited series 1, 2, and 3, all signed by Chris Claremont. I've sent those books in to get them graded. This will eventually be sent in for a Chris Claremont signing to complement those. And when I bought this book, I really liked the wrap. One complaint, my first complaint about Comic Link, is that when you buy a book, they only show you the front cover. They do not show you a picture of the back cover. And so if I want to find a book that has a really exceptional wrap along the spine, I don't always know, except for my experience looking for this green book and knowing that if this printed 1982 Marvel Comics group looks like that, then it's likely going to be wrapped, and then you can see along that it's pretty even from the bottom up to the top, and that I have no green wrap around the side. So this book does come in a Mylar bag, but as it was shipped, you see it was just kind of stuffed in there, flopped about. We have some Mylar tearing right here, and so that's not great, but it came in a Mylar bag, and I would just probably end up transferring it over one to mine. In the past, Comic Link has placed a sticker on the back. Well, I'm sure they got enough complaints that said, stop putting your logo on the slab, and these do not have it, so thank you, Comic Link, for listening to the community and not putting your logo anymore on these. And looking quickly at this book, this is a really nice copy. Every bit a near mint plus book. And this is definitely going to go beautifully with my other Wolverine books. Let me show you those real quick. So here's the Wolverine Limited Series 1 with the Chris Claremont signature there. Issue 2, with the signature there. I won't be able to get the custom label with issue 4, but that's all right. There's issue 3 with the really nice big signature with the silver pin there, and these are going to really go spectacularly with this book, finally then having all 4 of them in a 9.6 signed by Claremont. I haven't had any problems with these, sending these book in. All of these 3 books I bought online. I bought the issue 1 and the issue 3 all from Comic Link. Issue 2 I bought on eBay, sent them in graded. They crack them open. They all came back 9.6. So I'm hoping for the same result. And like I said, this really is a nice, really nice looking 9.6. Just a very small color breaking tick along the spine, but so tiny, but really, really sharp with a great wrap. The second book that I picked up is this XMen 136 in a 9.6 with white pages. If you look up here, I have XMen right here, 129, 130, 133. I'm needing 131 and 132. The 131 and 9.6 is quite pricey, so that might have to be a 9.4, but 132 is feasible in a 9.6. And then I have 137, 138, 139, 140, 141 signed by Stan Lee, and 142, which you can't see very well. And this is to go so I can eventually have 129 all the way through 142, and then ideally would have 128 all the way back to Giant Size X-Men 1 at one point. And this case, the case looks nice. This wasn't as good as wrap as I would have wanted, but I liked the price that I got so much that I was okay with the wrap not being perfect and showing some of that white on the side, but it's really nice to have this book. These were the books that I read as a kid. My dad had all the newsstand copies that he purchased off the rack when he was in his mid to early 20s, and this was one of those books that I would have read. That's particularly why I want 129 and 142, because he had these books and I was able to read them as a kid. And so yeah, very, very nice to get both of these from the Comic Link. So I already shared with you my first complaint about Comic Link. One of the things that I didn't realize upon checkout, and I tried to find it on their website, and I'm sure I just missed it, but I looked and looked, and I know how to navigate a website. It's not rocket science. It shouldn't be complicated, but I was unable to find what they were going to charge me for shipping if I bought 2 books, let alone 1 book. I didn't know. All I had to go off of was I looked up last year what it cost me in May of 2022 to buy a comic, and it was $20 with shipping and handling. $15, I'm assuming, for the shipping, $5 for the handling. And then I had another auction early last year when I bought the Wolverine #1 limited series and Wolverine #3 limited series. I bought those 2 books at the same time, and I believe that shipping and handling was also $20. So I was rather surprised that when I bought both of these books and it was time to check out, that shipping and handling were $35. And then I thought to myself, why in the world does it cost me $30 to ship 2 books? And maybe I'm speaking out of ignorance, but I sell on eBay. When you sell 1 book on eBay, it's typically with the eBay discount, and sure, you have bubble wrap, you have packaging equipment, so if you have a flat fee of $15, that's going to cover that stuff, as well as any handling and the time to take it to the post office, etc. But it's going to cost anywhere from $11 to $12.50 to ship 1 comic through priority mail. So the fact that it's going to cost me $30 through FedEx to get 2 comic books to me is a little bit outrageous. Now, is it a lot? No, but I'm factoring all of this in when I'm bidding on these books, and yet it's not clear. It's not obvious on their website where this information is. I shouldn't have to look 3, 4, 5 clicks deep on an auction site to find what the shipping cost is. Now, I've never done any video where I've talked like this, but I just found that it was really, irritating to go on and discover that, let me pull it up here, that the subtotal, I had the subtotal of my 2 comics. I was really happy with the price of the Wolverine Limited Series number 4. I'll just tell you, that was $90. I was like, that's fantastic. I'll take that all day long. But then you have the buyer's premium of 3%, which was $6.75. And then the shipping and handling I saw was $35 for 2 graded books. That was outrageous. And then the sales tax of $12.28. And like I said, last year when I made a purchase, there was no sales tax involved. So a company can make a policy change, no big deal. eBay, you have to pay sales tax. Shortbox, you do not. So there is a variation of what that looks like. I just found it completely ridiculous that I was having to pay $30. If you want to charge me a handling fee for $5, no problem, I get it. But $30 to ship me 2 graded books, and if FedEx is that expensive, if that's just what it costs you to ship, don't tell me it costs you $10 in bubble wrap. Actually, it wasn't bubble wrap, it's packing peanuts. Don't tell me it costs you $10 in packing peanuts and a box to ship me these books. And if FedEx is charging you that much, Comic Link, perhaps you might consider using USPS and get the cheaper price for priority shipping in a medium flat rate box. That seems more reasonable to me. Now, again, I admit I might have this all wrong and am speaking very ignorantly. And if I am, I apologize for that, because I don't have to be right. I'm not the type of personality that has to be right. But I do know that $20 from last year to $35 this year to get 2 books shipped to me just didn't seem like it was right. So I would love some transparency from Comic Link, because I really overall was very pleased with the service and getting these 2 books. I mean, these are wonderful pickups for me. They're part of my 2023 collecting goals, and I would have just loved to have seen a little more transparency on their site, so I knew exactly what the outcome was going to be and what the price was, shipping and handling wise, if I was gonna order these books. Because if I'm being honest, it is likely that I would not have gone as far in these auctions if I knew that the shipping and handling for 2 books was going to be $35. Now, I'm sure if I had bought a 3rd book, that the shipping was going to still be $30 and the handling with the shipping $35. Okay, so I do go into the Comic Link option realizing that, and that, okay, let me see if I can get 2 books based off of my previous year's experience of getting 2 books for $20. So to have that jump up, and that was with the handling. The shipping was $15, handling $5, $20. This year shipping $30, handling $5, $35. That seems ridiculous. And for those of you like me who do ship through USPS, through eBay at times, and I've shipped through Shortbox, which is $15, which they pay. And Shortbox sends me a shipping label, and it doesn't come out of the cost. The buyer, when you buy on Shortbox, let's say you buy a book for $90, they tack on another $15, so it's $105, no sales tax. So Comic Link, why is Comic Link charging me for this, the purchase price of the books, the buyer's premium, as well as the outrageous shipping and handling charge, plus sales tax, when I don't have at least 3 of those items, those prices, when I buy something like from Shortbox? Now, I know that Comic Link is a pretty significant comic book selling auction house. I just find it interesting that it was so difficult to find the shipping and handling label, and that how it caught me off guard when it was time to check out for these 2 books, which I am really excited to have. And the cases look good. They were shipped fine in the packing peanuts. And true believers, that's all I have for you. Again, I'm sorry if I'm speaking from an ignorant place, but that was just my recent experience with Comic Link. And again, that's the 3rd time I've purchased from Comic Link and have had positive experiences so far. But Comic Link, it would be great if it was easier to find this information on your site instead of it being 3, 4, 5 clicks deep. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm saying. And true believers, remember, comics for life.